Man, this is Errol Spence fighting against. Hit the thumbs up, support the channel if you like boxing. The thumbs up mean a whole lot. If you like the channel, if you don't like the channel, you watch the videos, thumbs it down, and don't subscribe. But if you like to see me keep going, hit the thumbs up. Errol Spence got one of the biggest fights coming up right now, and I want to show you this fight against Chris Errol Jr. Now, Errol Spence, what he must do. What he must do against Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia has a very good lead. People don't talk about. They talk about his timing. They talk about his no look left hook, but they don't talk about his lead off. His lead off jab. Errol Spence speed won't win this fight. Accumulation punches won't win this fight because that's going to leave him open. That's going to leave him open a whole lot with Danny Garcia. That's going to leave him open and leave him open to counters. What he must take advantage of is Danny put a whole lot of Danny stays on his lead. He stay on his front foot. All his weight is distributed on his front foot. So what you want to do is constantly make him reset. You constantly want to make him pick up his piece. Pick his feet up, make him reset. Make him reset. If Danny is resetting all night, he can't counter and reset. He can't counter and reset. So Errol Spence must move around the ring like he just did. Use lateral movement. Move to the right. Feint. He must use his feints. He must probe, and he must make Danny Garcia defend the center line. He must use angles too. If his coach is Derek James was any other coach, he would make Danny Garcia defend the center line with sharp angles. And if he don't defend the center line, Errol Spence need to study Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns was a master of making people defend their center line. If not, he putting your ass to sleep. If you don't line up correctly, bop. If you try to change levels, control you, right hand, right down the middle, bop. He will give you that hook collar, bop, right hand down the middle. Errol must be light on his feet in this fight. He must take that step back. And once he take that step back, sharp angles. Use his lead hand to control Danny Garcia. Somewhat like Mikey, but he got to use more lateral movement, more footwork, more angles, more lateral movements. Control that center line. That center line must be controlled. Because Danny Garcia will sit down. He can't sit down and time you if you moving if he's picking up his feet to reset. Danny must reset all night. He must reset all night. If he don't, he'll sit back and try to counter you. He shouldn't be allowed to sit back and counter you. He shouldn't sit back. He shouldn't be allowed to sit back and counter you. He should be working his feet. His feet should be being picked up and worked, and he got to constantly being break down to the head and the body and the head, and lead off lefts, stabs to the body, lead off to the face, jab to his chest. Because Danny like to move. He like to move his head. Danny like to slip punches. Danny like to slip punches, and then counter off the slip. But then you shoot the shot to the chest. How he gonna counter? Excuse me. How he gonna roll that? Shoot it to his chest, not to his shot. That's an old school trick. Shoot it to his chest. Shoot that shot to his chest. He'll run right into it. Then once you shoot that, once you shoot that throwaway jab, you use an angle and try to run him into something, get him off balance. He must mess with Danny. Danny balance must be in question. Danny balance must be in question. He must try to use angles to throw Danny off balance by controlling the center line, using sharp angles, using lateral movement. Danny must be always trying to use his feet. That's how you can stop Danny, because that's the constantly breakdown. His father not going to see him taking clean, straight lefts to the body, to the head all night from the first round on. Like my father said, my father watched Lamont. Me and my father watched Lamont Peterson, Danny Garcia. My father said if Lamont Peterson would have started off on Danny around the fifth round, the fourth or fifth round, they would have stopped the fight. His father looked like he wanted to stop the fight. He needed to start in the fourth or the fifth round. If he would started what he was doing, like in the eighth round, in the fourth round, if he would started coming forward, using angles, turning Danny, making Danny pick up his feet. And Danny couldn't counter him. Danny couldn't counter him. Danny didn't know where his head was at. Danny didn't know where his body was at. He kept making Danny pick his feet up, reset, and then he was out of there, and he was catching Danny with all kind of shots, fucking Danny up. His father wanted to throw in the towel. His father even accused Lamont Peterson of being on steroids. He was beating him up that bad. Errol Spence move your feet. There's nothing wrong with moving your feet and running people into shots. That's how fights get stopped, when people can't not find you and you get catching them with lead off shots. You setting all kind of traps to the body and the head, and then you throwing combinations to the body. And you turning them on angles, and you feinting and probing them. They don't know when attack is coming, but you got to use your feet too. Errol Spence must use his feet. He must use his feet and angles in there to beat Danny Garcia. He must use his feet and angles. He must make them reset. Reset is the name of the game. He must make Danny Garcia reset. He must use his angles and that will be the key to victory on this fight. Everything going to come off of that. Everything will come off of angles. Everything will come off of angles. And leverage, he gotta play the range game anyway when you're doing it with Danny. Because Danny, if you take that little half step back, Danny gonna have to reset. If you walk around like you're doing now, you doing what he doing now. That triple jab, double comeback, he's gonna constantly reset. He can't get his feet going. That's these little tricks gonna keep Danny off balance, and make Errol Spence be able to have an easy night. Somebody throwing the goddamn towel. Hit that thumbs up, support the channel, y'all. But we talking boxing.